Hello and welcome back to the Art Preesh Podcast. I'm Tucker and I like to party.
I'm Zane and I like to party.
Yeah, you know what? I think we both like to party. I'm not gonna make that exclusively my deal. Is that I like to party?
I'm Zane and I build the ramps.
You build the ramps. I'm Tucker. I'm the mechanic.
What does the other guy do? I'm forgetting his name. Rod's brother, Kevin. Kevin is team manager and media something or
media guy.
Media guy.
He's the media guy. That's what he is.
He's a classic media guy, isn't he?
He is a classic media guy. Hey, we're it's the Art Preesh Podcast. This is an episode coming out, kind of near April Fool's, so this is gonna be a bit looser, a bit more silly, a bit more fun. And yeah, so I hope you guys have fun with us. This is the show where we are trying to practice the spiritual discipline of art appreciation. So we are looking at pieces of art, and it's usually been movies so far. And we're looking at them more than through just the lens of like, oh, is this cool? Does it look good? Does it, acted well or whatever? But we're also trying to ask whether it has anything to say about God or about truth, about even the gospel, and filtering it through that lens of our faith. So, yeah, it's been a good time.
It has been. I wasn't here last episode.
You weren't. Yeah, it's very nice to have your voice back. We enjoyed.
Oh, thank you.
Faith, we enjoyed having you on the show.
Thank you, Faith. I really appreciate the kind compliment you gave me at the beginning as well.
Yeah, it was very good. Oh, here we go.
Into the water.
Into the water.
And if this is your first time listening to the Art Preesh Podcast, we watch the movies on the big screen as we are talking about them. So we might reference the movie as we're speaking about it and what's happening in front of us. And we just watched Rod ramp into the pool. Yeah. And it was an incredible. I love the fact that he doesn't let go of the bike. He just full blown like half somersaults right into the pool on a motorized bike.
Well, before we mention why we're talking about a guy named Rod this episode, I do kind of want to also shout out our email, our social media.
Yeah.
Our email is still tsdoaa2025@gmail.com. We've gotten a couple recommendations there, which have been awesome. So thank you. Keep those coming.
Thank you.
We also have a link tree you can check out. We have Instagram. We have, I almost said Facebook. We don't have Facebook.
Nah.
We're too young for that.
Yeah.
But we have social media. We have YouTube, and, those are things you can check out, and they'll be in the description, and we'd love it if you would just give us a follow, give us a rating on Spotify or Apple. It really means a lot. And
we'll interact with you. And by I mean Tucker, because I don't have social media.
And I enjoy it. So,
we do really appreciate the recommendations. And
exactly. Yeah.
I should also mention that we're in my basement currently. And the main reason we're doing this movie is because I'm sitting exactly 9 inches in front of a hot rod poster that is hanging on my back wall. So I love Hot Rod. I love this movie with a deep passion. So we'll get into it.
That's the movie we're talking about. But before anything else, I kind of want to make this a recurring segment where we just talk about what art have we been preaching this week?
Oh, that's a good one.
Aside from just this movie that we watched. And I'll tell you what I've been preaching. Well, actually, okay, we both try and keep it focused. There's two that I know we both have been preaching really hard.
Oh, yeah.
One is The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien, which we just finished this week.
Oh, my goodness.
What's the other one, though? I'll let you say the other one.
If you've never listened to the band Deaf Heaven, you got to listen to their new album. It's called Lonely People with Power, which is an incredible name.
Incredible.
What a great name. And they are a black metal / shoegaze band.
Yeah, black gaze.
That kind of really created that genre, black gaze, with their 2010 release, I believe, Sunbather, which is 2013-ish, or early 2010s. It's it's an all-time classic album in general. I would say it's really recognized as kind of a what do they call it?
Not a landmark.
A landmark album.
For real.
Yeah,
Sunbather's amazing.
It created a whole genre of music that a lot of people are doing nowadays. It kind of blends the best parts of both of those genres. But this new album is, it's so good, dude.
It's so good. And it's just like,
it's heavy. It's ethereal and beautiful at times.
It's oddly uplifting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The vocalist, George Clark, is like one of the best vocalists I've ever heard. Mm-hmm. He does like black metal style vocals, which is very not what you're expecting when you think uplifting, but somehow he's like got like the emotional,
incredibly poetic too.
Yeah. And he's got the emotional like oomph of like an emo singer somehow coming through all the screeching and stuff. It's so good.
Yeah. And if you're listening to us talk about black metal and being like, oh my gosh, I would never listen to black metal, that's exactly why you should go and listen to this album. That's exactly why we are doing this podcast, is to hopefully encourage you to expand the horizon a little bit within reason. In an appropriate way.
Yeah.
This album is not gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
It's not gonna scare you, but it is an encouragement, and it is an album that has brought me joy listening to it. It's brought me comfort and talking to my friends about it, and it's fun. It's a good stuff. And it might challenge you to kind of widen your scope a little bit on your music intake. So this would be one I would really encourage. Like, I might tell my dad to go listen to this album.
Go listen to Lonely People with Power. Yeah. Challenge yourself a little bit. I think most people's hurdle with extreme metal of any kind is the vocals.
Yeah. I can't understand what they're saying. Just look at the lyrics.
Look at the lyrics. And here's the thing. On like a monkey brain level, it just sounds cool what you're able to do with your vocal cords that way.
It's crazy. Here, I'll give you an example. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine?
Just blowing up the mic.
I can do the lows.
Oh yeah. There was a time, dude, I was almost a vocalist for a hardcore band, but we never did anything because we didn't know what we were doing.
Man.
But it's fun.
Bring it back.
If I'm in my car, dude, it'll happen.
I sometimes think about if I turn the radio down a little bit and just started screaming, would that be crazy?
I guess,
a little bit crazy.
I guess it would be kind of crazy. No, I do it.
Check that album out for sure. Another couple albums that I've been listening to that I've really been enjoying.
Yeah.
There's a new album out by the band The Blue Stones. They're a blues rock, kind of indie rock band that's really, really, really good. I'm forgetting the name of it. I think it's called Metro. It's kind of the whole, it's like the whole album is kind of intertwined with like instrumental shout outs from like a metro train announcer, like announcing different stops and things where they're going, which is pretty cool. And then I've been listening to, which I really love this album, and I highly recommend everybody go listen to the new album by The Darkness.
Oh yeah,
it's so good. 70s glam rock at its absolute peak in 2025.
If you've seen Fall Guy, then you've heard one of their songs.
I believe in a thing called love. It's probably that one, right?
It's that one. Yeah.
That's what made them.
Yeah, such a good.
Rhythm of my heart.
Such a good song.
It's incredible.
I do want to listen to that album.
It's very good. It's very good.
You know what else I've been listening to? You put me on this, and I can't believe I enjoyed it so much. Lady Gaga's new album is crazy good. Mayhem is so good.
Abracadabra. Dude, it's so catchy. I don't care what anybody says. That song goes so hard.
You know what? Come at me, Swifties. She outdoes Taylor Swift at her own game.
I'm glad you said it, because I thought the exact same thing.
How Bad Do You Want Me is like a perfect send up of every era of Taylor Swift's music, and it's better.
Oh, dude, it is a good album. It is a good album for sure.
Yeah. How Bad Do You Want Me? Abracadabra, Perfect Celebrity.
Mm-hmm. Was it one called like Zombie Boy or something?
Zombie
like that?
Boy's fun.
Zombie Boy's fun.
Vanish Into You. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go listen to Lady Gaga's new album.
Yeah, Mom, Dad, go listen to Lady Gaga's new album.
For real though, Mom. I think you might like it.
And then watch the music video for Abracadabra, and then we can talk about it. Have you watched that music video?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Should I?
Oh, dude. The first time I saw it, it was like the day before the Super Bowl. And it was like, watch this again at the Super Bowl. I was like, I don't know if I will. but it was very good. It's very cool. It's it's a very interesting music video. The way it's shot is genuinely beautiful. It's very cool.
I don't watch many music videos nowadays, but one I did see, Wolves of the Gate has a video. for the new song Parasite. They got a new album dropping soon. And it's a 14-minute long like short film with the song in the middle of it. And it's like super good.
Okay.
Like they're setting up like a concept album about like this futuristic world, and it's honestly so cool. Big fan of it. Out. Super well shot, super well acted, and the band's performance is just great.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think of some more stuff coming out soon that I'm excited for.
Coming out soon. They just wrapped filming on Edgar Wright's The Running Man.
Oh, really?
Yep, they finished it.
Interesting.
It's ready to be edited, and then it will be out in November.
Oh my gosh! Hold on a minute. I don't know why we haven't talked about this before. I gotta. Okay, don't hold on a minute. Keep talking. Keep talking so that I can
things, look. Black Gaze. Talking about Black Gaze, Death Heaven's music. If you want to check out more of that music, because it really is cool. It's very atmospheric, and if you really get into it, it will reward you. There's a band called Day Graves. It's just one guy, and he also has a shoegaze worship project called Medical Morning. Unfortunately, he didn't release very many songs under that name, but or under Day Graves. There's not a lot of Day Graves music, but Day Graves is very good. And yeah, I mean, since Death Heaven's gotten so big, they kind of made their own. Yeah, that genre has kind of grown in popularity, which has been super good. But yeah,
I listened to another EP by an early kind of predecessor called they're called Wolves in the Throne Room, and it reminded me a lot of
really.
Yeah, it's called like songs we meant to release in 2005. I think that's actually I think that might actually be the name of it.
Yeah,
but it was very reminiscent of some of this. It's black metal more than black gaze, but it has some cool. Yeah. Some cool atmospheric things along with it, but
yeah. I mean, when we have, here's the thing. The cool thing, God can use so much. This is, I mean, I think black metal is a proof that God can use just about any art form. Black metal is made by a bunch of depressed Norwegians in the 80s or 80s, and it became very quickly associated with things like anti-religion and even Satan worship. And they were like band members were literally killing each other and themselves and burning churches. Well, only Varg Vikernes was burning churches, but that's beside the point. But that might not be true. Actually, don't quote me on that. He did kill someone though.
Yeah.
But like it became associated with a lot of dark things. But then bands like Ancestor came out and were doing this, like they called it unblack metal, which I kind of think is silly. It's just black metal that sings about Jesus, and it's great. Ancestor's great, and we have a lot of really good atmospheric black metal artists. There's a Catholic guy that does a project called Within Thy Wounds. It's really good.
Oh, yeah.
And Vials of Wrath is another good one.
Vials of Wrath.
Dude, one of my favorite albums of all time is a black and death metal band album called Holy Despair by A Hill to Die Upon. Dude, I don't know. This might make sense to people who happen to have consumed both things in detail, but I think Holy Despair is a great companion piece to reading Bonhoeffer's Cost of Discipleship. I don't know why, but it just feels right.
All right.
It feels right.
All right. Well, there you go. I'll take your word for it, and then I'll go do it.
Yeah, you should check it out.
At some point.
Listen to Holy Despair. It's a really great album.
Holy Despair.
It's so good.
It's beautiful.
And yeah, it's what were you trying? Yeah,
a lot of great music. I'm sure we'll eventually get to a point where we talk about an album song by song and kind of the main points from those things. Send us some recommendations of albums that you want us to listen to. We've given you a handful of heavier black music, black gaze, black metal kind of music, dark music. But we want to listen to what you are listening to as well. So send us some recommendations. Transitioning into movies, my brother Keenan, shout out Keenan again for giving us a recommendation for the Book of Eli
what a guy.
And that podcast episode, which I had a great time doing. He sent me a trailer for a movie that I had never even heard of. I didn't know Paul Thomas Anderson was doing another movie. Have you seen the trailer for One Battle After Another?
No, but it's got Leo DiCaprio in it, right?
Brother, the trailer looks unreal.
Yeah.
It looks so good. It looks like it might genuinely be... I should have had this in my top 5 most anticipated.
Really?
There's some scenes in this trailer that make me think this movie is going to absolutely rip, dude.
Okay.
Benicio del Toro is in it.
Great.
Tiana Taylor's in it. There's a lot of like A-list celebrities in this one.
Okay,
but
I'll check it out.
But it looks so good, dude.
I'll just check it out.
It looks like it. I genuinely, my first thought was, I bet Leo will get another Oscar for this one. And from the trailer.
Okay.
Like, golly, this guy is killing it. It looks really, really good. Okay. We'll have to watch the trailer when this podcast episode
when we're finished recording. Yeah. just sit here in silence. We're not going to stop recording until we've finished watching it.
You get the ambient noise.
You might get like some background of the trailer.
But it looks really good. Really, really good.
I saw a little bits, like I heard about it. I looked it up. And I didn't check out the trailer yet, but that is something
we'll watch it for sure. And then also the full trailer for F1 has dropped. And
oh, really?
Yeah. Well, didn't you watch it? I thought you watched it.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I did see it.
Yeah.
As well.
That's my most anticipated movie of the year. And the trailer made it look.
It looks
a lot better than I thought. I was kind of getting a little, I mean, I was really hyped up, but the only thing that they had shown was like some really minimal 30-second kind of Brad Pitt in a race car suit, like kind of little stuff. But in the trailer, the full trailer, they show the like camera technology in the race cars. Brad Pitt is actually driving a Formula race car.
It's so cool.
It looks incredible. His focus, his face, you can see the movement and the shifting. And then I'm a huge F1 fan, so I've watched a lot of behind the scenes of them filming this on location, like on race days and race weekends. It's as legit as you can imagine. It looks amazing.
The whip pans, the camera whip pans from like front of car, and they whip around to like to look back at the driver. It makes me want to just like stand up out of my seat, dude. It's like so cool.
It looks so cool. I'm very excited.
I'm ready for that. And that reminds me, I saw a trailer for it when I went and saw Steven Soderbergh's new movie, Black Bag.
Oh yeah.
Very good. Very it's about a very fiercely monogamous, married couple of spies, and Michael Fassbender plays the coolest man on the planet, and I really enjoyed it.
He is the coolest man on the planet.
Seriously though, go see Black Bag. You will feel cool. You'll feel like a cooler person, and it's so good. I enjoyed it very much.
I watched this is kind of maybe this will be our segue into comedy. I watched a really funny video where Michael Fassbender talks about auditioning for Mad Max.
Oh, did that happen?
He auditioned for Mad Max and did not get the role. Obviously, he had auditioned for something else, or somebody else had auditioned, and they couldn't make their thing, and so his agent was essentially like, "Hey, you should go audition for this," and he was late. He was like an hour late.
Oh no, that'll do it.
And he like walked in and he was like, "Hey, I'm really, really sorry," and they had like these things provided and then there was like an acting coach there. Like the director had an acting coach that was like trying to get him to act in a certain way. And he was like doing all these weird actions and stuff. And he ended it and was like, that was the worst audition I have ever had in my life. But that's a funny fact that you should know, that Michael Fassbender could have been Mad Max instead of Tom Hardy.
I don't think it would have been as good.
I don't think it would have been good at all.
But, yeah, I think, it
was a funny video that I watched. So.
I think Tom Hardy is doing well. Well, yeah, speaking of comedy, funny things that make us laugh. We've been laughing quite a bit this episode already, but we're going to laugh some more because it's the April Fool's episode. And that's why we are talking about, what movie are we talking about, Zane?
We're talking about Hot Rod.
We're talking about Hot Rod, dude. I'm so excited.
Rod just threw up all over Denise, which is hilarious. This movie, as my poster said, is on DVD November 13th.
Yeah.
And the top of the poster says "Smack Destiny in the Face."
Oh yeah. It came out 2007. It's a Lonely Island project. I think the first one. So that's Akiva Schaffer, Jorma Taccone, and Andy Samberg. Comedy trio got really big on the internet. They're the ones who are kind of responsible for the SNL digital shorts. They just kind of rose through the ranks of network comedy, and then got the chance to make this movie. And it was a bomb at the box office, which is unfortunate. All their projects seem to be bombs, but
it doesn't surprise me. But
the following. It's a
theater, like Tucker said in our post previously. It is a cult classic. If you know people who like the movie Hot Rod, they love the movie Hot Rod.
Oh yeah, and it was like when I was at Ozark Christian College, dude, 2018 and 2022. It was like the campus movie. Basically, it felt like everybody had seen Hot Rod except me.
I'm telling you, I started that. I'm not even joking you. I'm not even joking you. We watched this movie so much when I was at Ozark, and we had 15 guys crammed into a dorm room watching this movie, quoting it incessantly back and forth all the time. We had so Tucker and I went to a Christian college where you could only have the opposite sex in your dorm room one night, one time a month. If it wasn't even that much, it was one time a semester.
One time a semester we had open dorms. And it wasn't, and obviously it wasn't like overnight. It was literally just for a set time in the evening.
It was like a couple hours. The girls could come over and hang out and the doors had to be open and you could like whatever. And we had to film a video that they showed in chapel, like who's going to be open dorm this week or whatever it was. And we had to film a video to like announce it's Williamson open dorm. And my brother, myself, and a couple of other kids filmed a video of us doing stunts, like doing stupid stunts and like film. We'll get into this. There's a scene where they film a really dumb stunt video for Rod, and we essentially remake the video and just fall out of trees and like get drugged behind a car and all this crazy stuff. And then the end, it just said, "Come to Williamson Open Dorm on this day." Dude, I gotta find that video.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you could find it, I would post it.
It's incredible. We'll find it at one point. There's literally a scene where I'm like reading a book under a tree, and then my brother straight up just falls out of the tree on top of me, and then we get up and run away. And that
I love it so much.
But
that's awesome.
We love this movie, and so I hope people will watch it.
Well, before we get into the meat of the rest of this episode, let's just summarize this really quickly.
Yep.
It's a movie. Any summary will not do justice to what you'll be, because it's kind of an absurdist comedy.
Yeah.
But it's about a young man. About a young man named Rod Kimball, played by Andy Samberg. And Rod's dream is to be a stunt man because he wants to follow in his father's footsteps, who is a test stunt man for Evel Knievel.
Evel Knievel.
And
he did all of his stunts before Evil did.
And he wants to follow in those footsteps, but he's not very good at what he does. He's only able to do small-time stunts and not even successfully. But he finds out that his stepfather, Frank, needs a new heart. His stepfather, Frank, who he tries to like fight daily.
Yeah. He's trying to earn the respect of his stepfather
by fighting him.
Yeah. And if he beats him in the fight, then he'll earn his respect. But his stepfather is dying of a bad heart. And so he needs to earn enough money. He needs to earn enough money for a $50,000 heart transplant.
Yes.
So he comes up with the plan to do one big stunt, one big jump, which he finds after we'll get into that later.
And again, it's very explicitly stated the reason he wants to do this and help Frank get his new heart is so he can be healthy enough to fight him.
Beat him up.
Yeah.
And then earn his respect.
I'm going to get you a new heart and then beat you to death.
I'm going to beat you to death. I'm going to uncork the butt whooping of a lifetime on you. Dude, the way he says it, there are probably 10 times in this movie where he gets immediately close to the face of his dying stepfather and says, "I can't wait to punch you in the face. I can't wait to beat you." It's so funny.
It's so good. So that's
everything is pointing in that direction.
And if that entices you to watch it, for me, this feels like a predecessor to YouTube comedy. It came out right around the time when YouTube was on the up. Viral videos were starting to become a thing. And I feel like this is the kind of comedy and humor that filtered into the internet later on.
Oh, yeah. Did this come out? This came out after Napoleon Dynamite, right?
Yeah. Napoleon Dynamite was 2004, I think. Yeah. So this is 2007.
Yeah.
And definitely, I mean, this is less grounded than Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite is more realistic than Hot Rod. Yeah. So just to give you an idea of what this movie is. But yeah, if you want to watch that, it's free on Pluto. It's also available to rent on Amazon and other places. And I would totally recommend watching it. And it's less than 90 minutes long. So pause this episode, go and take an hour and a half and watch this movie. You'll probably have a good time.
I think you'll have a good time. Watch it with some friends too.
Yeah, watch it with some friends.
I promise there are things that you will want to quote from this movie and people will laugh when you quote them.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, it's worth it for that.
It's a good time. So, obviously, generally this is the point where we'd say, hey, we've seen this movie. What do we think about it? But, I mean, we love this movie.
I love this movie. Yeah.
Both of us love this movie. It's so good. The first time I saw it, I was an adult and I was like, this is incredible. This is everything I could have wanted out of a goofball comedy like this. It's peak. I think it's so good. I honestly was thinking, I was like, the only con I could come up with is like, I don't know, some of the bits maybe won't land for everybody, but I don't care. They're all landing for me.
We're actively watching a scene where Rod has duct taped bubble wrap and pillows to his body and was sneaking around a forest of trees, and a bus flies out of nowhere and runs him over. And then he's like, nice one, Rico.
Nice one, Rico.
That's kind of the stuff that you can expect when watching this. He's also kind of in the midst of the movie. Yeah, we won't get into the synopsis of every detail, but he also has this kind of love tension throughout the movie that's hysterical.
Which, by the way, that whole thing with Denise, I love that when he first meets her in the movie, she's like, it's been a long time, I haven't seen you. But they apparently live next door to each other.
They're neighbors.
And they never see each other. It's so good.
Yeah. But we do love this movie, and it's I'd say it's probably top 5 comedy for sure for me.
It's one of my favorite comedies for certain. And
what I love about it too is that there's some cussing and things like that, but the jokes and the things that land aren't grotesque and over the top. Yeah. And I don't feel bad thinking about this movie later and laughing about it because of how inappropriate something that made me laugh was. It's just the comedy, the jokes. It's very silly and very funny, and some of the cussing is whatever, but it doesn't affect me in that way. I just won't say the words. I don't cuss, but some of the
characters do swear.
Characters do swear, and it's hilarious.
I mean, if you're somebody who's just because there's not really. There's one or two jokes that are kind of crass, but for the most part, it's if you have a 13-year-old, I think they'd enjoy it a lot immensely. Yeah. And so, but as always, like we say, be discerning, have a community around you that can maybe rein you in if they think maybe it's not so good idea, definitely pay attention to them. But I mean, this is a movie that I think can be enjoyed by most people. So
yeah, I agree. And we'll talk a little bit later as well about, we try and take a concerted amount of time for each episode and talk about the spiritual aspects of the things that we take in. And as funny and goofy as this movie is, I think there are some things that we can take away. Yeah.
I thought this is going to be, you had said to me at one point, you were like, not everything has to, if we watch a movie, it's not going to be a failed episode if we just don't find anything. And I kind of expected it to be that way with this movie, but actually I think there's some good stuff to pull out of here. So I wanted to get in and let's start talking about our top 3 favorite scenes. Let's just see where it goes from there.
Oh geez, I'm going to be thinking about these on the spot too.
I
definitely have I definitely have a favorite scene that I can go first if you're all right with that.
Yeah, sure. If you have one right off the dome, I have my 3 written down. So
okay, perfect. I should have written mine down, but I'll come up with them quickly.
You're cool. Go ahead.
I could name any scene in this movie, and it's probably top 3.
Yeah.
But the very first scene of this movie, Rod is he's trying to get a bunch of 14-year-old kids to come watch him jump his bike over the city pool. And he has his weapon of choice. His bike is literally, it's like a pedal bike with a little kind of weed whacker motor on it. So it sounds like a dirt bike, kinda.
Yeah.
But he's like,
barely.
He's like, come jump at the pool tomorrow. You guys should come. And then he just starts kind of.
They're in a back lot. They're
in a dirt parking lot, and he kind of just almost starts running in a circle with his bike. He's just kind of letting it rev, and the wheels are spinning on the ground, but he's not actually burning out. He's just pivoting on one foot.
Yeah, he's almost getting dragged by a bike,
kicking it in circles, and kind of having a hard time controlling it. And then he gets on it. And he almost
falls over.
He's yelling at the kids, eat my smoke, or stupid stuff like that. It's just a dirt parking lot. But then he gets on. He's like, that's just a taste.
It has nothing to do with the jump. That's just a taste.
And then he just wheels off, and it's so perfect. Good. It's so funny.
In the scene before that, it's not in my top 3, even though like you said, maybe it could be. The very first thing you see is Rod trying to jump over an ice cream truck.
I think it's an ice cream truck. Yeah.
And
it turns out
they didn't reinforce the ramp.
He asks. He said,
"Did you reinforce the ramp?"
He said, "Dave, did you reinforce the ramp?"
No, we didn't have time. And so you had this wide shot of Rod going off the ramp, and he goes over the truck, flips off his bike and over the truck, and slams into the other ramp. Yeah. And his leg breaks in half.
Oh,
and it turns out that is a real stuntman who like sacrificed his femur for this
actually
movie.
broke his leg in half. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an incredible painful injury.
But then he immediately barfs.
Yeah, he throws up. There's so much pain.
Yeah.
But that was a real injury, and they were carting off the stuntman, and he was literally like, this is how stuntmen think. They're just like, he was just like, did we get the shot? Did we get it? And they're like, yeah, dude, that's what's going in the movie. Like people think that it's a dummy because his leg is flopping around, but he really demolish his upper leg.
I'm telling you, have to watch. Just look up the first 5 minutes of the movie on YouTube or something, and you'll see that stunt is crazy.
Yeah,
I remember. I wrote immediately down. I was like, do we think that they actually that was a real stunt man? Because that man got very hurt. It's a crazy stunt.
Really bad.
Yeah.
He got hurt really bad.
But it's awesome to see it play out.
Oh, it's
and then
so good.
Cuts to Rod throwing up on the ground.
Yeah. My first pick for favorite scene is the punch dancing scene in the forest.
Oh, yes, dude.
So at that point in the movie, Rod has
that's a straight ripoff from Footloose, right?
Is it?
Oh, it's literally shot for shot, dance move for dance move. Exactly from
Footloose. I had no idea.
Exactly. That's why it's hilarious. It's even more funny.
Oh, dude.
It's shot for shot from the movie, taken from the movie Footloose.
Well, Rod's just found out that his stepfather's dying, and he's just like, he's not sure what to do about it because I won't be able to fight him. And so he goes punch dancing into the forest, and he's
going to my happy place.
Yeah, I'm going to my happy place. And he runs out of the forest, and he's drinking, and he's smoking, and he's dancing around. And this
never.
awesome song playing. By the way, it's a great soundtrack. A lot of Europe,
incredible soundtrack.
A lot of Europe,
genuinely amazing soundtrack.
You're the Voice, which by the way, that song was a hype song for 1 year at CIY Move.
Really?
So those who might remember, I think
love that song.
There's definitely one person listening who remember. Lucas will remember this song being a hype song for CIY Move in like 2018 or 2017.
I got my scenes now. Sorry, I just thought of it.
And so he's dancing to this awesome song, and then the crown jewel of that scene is he's like jumping around doing flips, and he like clips his leg on a log and goes flying over it and bounces down the side of this mountain for 45 seconds.
I think I timed it at one point. It's something around 40 to 45 seconds. It's just falling down a hill, which is also continuous shots of real stuntmen actually falling down hills.
It's an incredible gag. It's one of the funniest movie sequences I've ever seen. And then he lands and he sees a billboard that says, it's a skydiving billboard that says one big jump, and that's where he gets the idea.
To jump 15 school buses.
So what's your second pick?
It's probably the scene whenever Rod is taking out the trash at his house. He walks, you're watching it if you watch the movie for the first time, you're watching him take the trash out, and it's a still camera shot of his front lawn. He drops the trash in the trash can. He kind of like walks out, and then he runs back. He kind of walks back, and then he runs towards the trash can and tries to jump over the trash can and throw the trash in the trash can at the same time. Lands in the bushes. The trash can completely falls over, and he just goes, nailed it.
And he like tries to kick the bag into the trash can.
And he starts like kicking the bag back into the trash can. I haven't laughed as hard watching that. When I watched this movie for the first time, I was bawling. I was laughing so hard, dude. It's so random. And then he stands up and immediately like gets in a conversation with the girl of his dreams.
Denise, there she is.
Yeah.
Ela Fisher.
Yep.
She's married to Borat for 14 years. You know that?
I had no idea.
That's
crazy.
Sacha Baron Cohen, that was her husband for a while.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Good for him, I guess.
Yeah, good for him for 14 years.
Yeah, for 14 years.
Sorry,
but that's a real bummer, Sasha.
Yeah.
He can go
too bad, bro.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
My wife.
I mean, that was his wife for a minute there. And she's like in this like nondescript black hoodie for no reason at all.
Oh man,
it's so good.
That one really stuck out. Another one that it's kind of in sequence right now as we're watching it. This kind of is 2A for me is Rod is standing he has to like do all these small stunts, perceivably small stunts to like earn enough money.
Oh yeah.
To do the big stunt. He needs $5,000 to do the big stunt. To
actually do it, yeah.
And so he's like compiling all these small stunts, and one of them he's just standing in a like a tree fort singing happy.
No, he's a jolly good fellow.
He's a jolly good fellow. Yeah, he's singing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. And then his stunt partner is going to blow the fort up with dynamite, and he's going to fly out. And
Danny McBride, who's maybe the funniest guy in the movie.
He's just hired out to do all these crazy stunts, like setting himself on fire at a birthday party and all these crazy things, like getting hit by a washing machine that's flying. These kids are paying him like $5 to get hit by a washing machine on a gimbal. It's just all this stupid stuff. So
yeah.
That's
a great montage.
Yeah.
That could be what we call an honorable mention.
Yeah.
My second pick is when they're planning the jump. Rod's like, hey, this is how we're going to do this. I guess it's going to take about $5,000 and everything. And like Dave, who's played by Bill Hader, like gets up and starts to leave. And he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I got to go to work. And so it's just this great, almost like Wes Anderson, like straight on shots of him talking about like how we're going to do it. And it's all at Dave's workplace at the bowling alley. Yeah. And it's just like, they're like,
Dave's just working in the background, like counting change.
Yeah. He's like doing stuff with the arcade machines. They're on a Zamboni, re-icing an ice rink. There's one point where they're out back and they're taking out the trash, and instead of Rod being there, it's this homeless guy, and it's like, look, we're going to need what does he say? We're going to need a lot of cans and newspaper to sleep on. And Rod comes out, he's like, what are you doing?
What are you guys doing
and
out here?
Just point at him like, listen to this guy. And
here's my honorable. We're watching my honorable mention. It's so what does the sign say? It's like the 56th annual something.
It's like some kind of retreat or something.
Employee retreat for this like company. He's getting blown out of a tree
tower. It's so funny.
And then Rico gets in a van and drives away super fast.
Drives away, and the guy paying him is like, "You're a terrible stunt man."
What? He says, "What? You're a terrible stunt man." Oh no, I heard you. It was just
really mean.
Really mean.
No, that montage of them planning the jump is
it's super good.
So good.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Rod's like, "All right, let's celebrate." And then hard cut to them popping bubble wrap in the office. What's your third pick?
It kind of has to do with the scene we're watching again right now. So there's a training sequence where Denise is his sensei, and she's teaching him like Tai Chi moves to like hone in his spirit so that he's prepared mentally. And she teaches him a move. He asks her to teach him a move where by this sequence of abdominal.
Could you make a grown man
poop his pants? And she says, yeah. And then she shows him the move. But then later in the movie, Rod is kind of doing the same training at the same point. And it's like the classic training sequence of leading up, and he's like dancing. He's like kind of doing the Tai Chi stuff on the beach, and there's this random fisherman that's just standing there looking at him, and then it cuts back and forth. It cuts back to him doing the moves, and this fisherman is lathering him up with baby oil. and like caressing his arm, and is like extending over to his arm and like rubbing it. And
that's the only part of the movie he's in.
That's it. That's the whole point of that guy.
I've never seen that actor before since.
It's absolutely perfect. It is so funny.
It was such a funny moment.
I was hoping cackling. I had completely forgotten about that from the last time I watched
how
it.
we would bring that up.
Oh my gosh, it is so funny.
Oh man,
yeah.
We're gonna have a hard time not just like busting it. There's so many things happening on screen that are just so funny.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
My third pick is toward the end of the movie. It's a very pivotal moment when Rod learns, so this is spoiler territory, we lied to you at the beginning. It's not actually true that Rod's father was a stunt man.
Yes.
He was just like a guy, I think he was like a cashier, right?
Yeah.
And Evel Knievel was going through town. He got a picture with him, and his mom tells him finally towards the end of the movie, like, you just kind of made it up, and I never told you otherwise because you loved the story so much and you wanted to be like him. And it kind of like shatters his whole worldview. And this is the rock bottom point for Rod.
Yeah.
Because they'd already failed. They already had to give away the $5,000 they raised for the stunt because
he threw a movie projector out of a window and it crushed a car.
Yeah. And so that did not go well. And so his mom tells him this, and he's at rock bottom, and he finally decides, you know what? I'm not a stuntman. I'm just going to be a regular guy. And so he goes to the grocery store and fills a shopping cart with alcohol.
With like hard liquor.
Overflowing with alcohol. And his friends come and find him. And that's not the scene I'm talking about. The scene I love the most from that part of the movie is later on, he gets a call from his friend Dave. He's like, "Hey man, what's up? I'm just wondering if you want to hang out. Come by, maybe take me to the hospital, you know?" and so Rod goes over to see Dave, and he's in his normal little minivan. He's in his normal guy clothes. And it turns out that Dave was on acid and had gotten on his angle grinder, and a piece of metal had flown up and hit him in the head. And so he's got this piece of metal sticking out of his head.
He's acting completely normal.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just like
oddly normal.
Well, what does he say? He's like, "Man, I got to tell you, you look like a flaming ball or something."
He's like, "I think that's the acid." He's like, "Huh."
Yeah. And they drive to the hospital, and he's just tweaking out the whole time.
Hospital?
Yeah. He points to a trash can. He's like, "Hospital, trash can, hospital." Yep. He walks in, and then as Rod's driving away, he's on the ground, waving around, like the hospital staff is kind of trying to get to him.
You see him walk into the hospital, and this woman comes and tries to help him, and he gets scared. He gets frightened by her, and then the car drives away, and he's crawling around on the ground, terrified. It's really, really funny.
It's so good.
It's a great sequence.
But I mean, there's also what does he say? He says something before getting out of the car and going into the hospital that I thought was super cool. He basically just says "Look, man, you," and Denise says something similar earlier in the movie. It's just I like you because you are somebody who doesn't care what other people think. And, and now he's just a normal guy. And Dave's basically "Look, man, I know this sucks, but it sucks worse that you have just kind of let your flame kind of go out. You're what made you. You've kind of just hidden it away behind this normal guy thing. Yeah. And it's just really boring and it sucks." And I just thought that's a cool moment. That's another thing. Denise, part of the romance with Denise that makes it kind of complicated is that she has a boyfriend played by Will Arnett. Another shining star in this movie.
He has maybe 5 lines. Six lines,
not many,
something like that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Do you just want to spitball about a few other things that are just there's so many things we can't include in a systematic way that are just so we have this guy named Richardson dancing in front of us. He's introduced earlier in the movie.
He tries to join their gang, their stunt gang, and they say, you don't do anything.
Don't do anything.
And he says, "Oh, don't I?" And then he puts one hand behind his head and just starts hip thrusting. It's probably 20 seconds of him at a pool, just hip thrusting. And then they're looking at him
and he goes, "You like what you see?"
What are you doing? And then later they give him a bunch of flyers to hand out to people to come to the movie.
And he's just throwing them at people,
just chucking them as hard as he can, like a lady walking out of a grocery store. He just throws them as hard as he can.
I think that's Lakeith Schaffer's mom. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's funny.
And he and actually that was a cool moment with him too. When they make their movie called Stuntman Forever that they screen and they're trying to make it their final push to raise money.
Oh yeah.
And that's when things kind of start to go south because instead of being amazed, all the stunts are just laughing at Rod.
Yeah, they're making fun of him.
Somebody in the audience says, "This guy's a moron," and Richardson turns around and goes, "Shut up!"
Shut up!
I just kind of love how Richardson's
defending him.
He defends Rod.
Actually likes him.
He actually likes Rod. There's something really cool about that. He's really cool. Oh, I wanted to ask you this question. So, when he centers himself before stunts, Rod calls upon the spirits of different animals.
Yeah.
And hey, look, we're not into animism here on this podcast, but if you could gain the spirit of any of these creatures, which one would you like most? He has eagle, fox, bottlenose dolphin, octopus, and house cat.
Oh, geez. Well, one, I have 2 cats and I despise them.
Oh,
not that much. It's not that bad. Nix the house cats. I'm probably going to go octopus because they have 8 appendages, and that's a handy, useful trick to pull out at any moment. If I could summon that and just immediately grow 6 more appendages and use them, that would be amazing.
That would be pretty great.
But
I think you convinced me. I want octopus.
That would be pretty good. Because fox is also good. Pretty nimble, quiet, shifty, sly, smart, very wise. I would say
cool
fox,
looking.
Cool looking. Yeah. It's like a perfect mix between the cuteness of a cat and like the activity of a dog. Maybe.
Yeah. They're like a little cat dog.
Yeah, a little cat dog.
I think I go with octopus too.
Great Cartoon Network.
They got their brains in their cat dog. They got their little brains, and they got like the little. Do they? No, they don't have beaks, do they? No,
yeah.
they think they do. They do.
Squid have beaks.
I don't know, but I'd love to be able to fit through tiny spaces and solve complex puzzles, and I'd also love to be able to do like to suction things and to camouflage myself.
Yeah,
so.
And also earlier in the movie, Rod summons the spirit of the bottlenose dolphin and nearly dies.
Yeah, so apparently that one's not very useful.
His first like training. His like
holding his breath
as he's trying to hold his breath for 40 seconds,
and he steps out looking like bootleg Aquaman,
and he nearly dies.
He nearly dies. It's not a good time.
But that would be mine. Probably octopus first.
One cool thing. This movie kind of reminds me of Pee-wee's Big Adventure in a way.
I love that movie. I have a friend who is in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, are we talking about the one that came out in like 2016?
No, I'm talking about the one like the Tim Burton's debut as director.
No, not that one.
I was like, how old's your friend?
No.
Because I don't know, when I watch Pee-wee, I think like this is almost as if it's children being played by adults.
Yeah.
And there's a part of me that's like, you could almost watch Hot Rod that way, where it's like children or young teenagers being played by adults.
Yeah.
And there's something
definitely.
about like the childhood, like, well, yeah, except for like we just saw Dave and Rico and they're like drinking and stuff, but you get what I mean. There's like the child like chasing after dreams and just kind of like can do itness, like Rod's room is very much dressed up like a child's room.
Oh yeah. And also, I don't know if maybe not everybody was raised in this way, but I had a crew of 4 or 5 guys that I did everything with.
Yeah.
And we built stupid ramps in our parking lot and in our driveways and jumped over each other and
that's cool.
Stuff like that like I remember having my crew of guys in middle school and in high school that we would go over to each other's house. We'd ride our bikes over to each other's house and we'd do goofy stuff all the time. We'd walk to the Burger King and like we did everything together. So this movie reminded me a lot of
that's super cool.
A lot of those kind of memories in my life. And some of them might even be listening to this. So
I hadn't even thought of that like this kind of recalls some of the boyhood joys of, because this is what all of us want. Like, I remember my dad just made this makeshift, like, plywood ramp that, it did the trick.
Oh,
we had fun on that thing.
Oh, yeah.
But wouldn't we have all loved to have the resources to have explosives and big old ramps jumping over vehicles and stuff? Like, that's just like, let me tell you something, boys
will be boys.
The peak of a boy's childhood is to be able to, like, launch himself through the air on a bike. That's all a boy really wants.
And if that boy's bike has pegs on it, are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's having a great time.
He's having a great time because then his brother can be on the back whenever he goes over that ramp.
Yeah, so that's I love that. I love that brought back memories like that for you because that's incredible.
I don't want to get too sentimental though too quick because I have a couple quotes that I want to share that made me absolutely laugh.
Yeah, okay, let's just run down a few quotes that we think are funny. Some of them come from, I think the most that really struck me and made me laugh came from Rico.
Oh, me too, dude. I have one that I hope you don't quote before me, but we'll get to it.
All right, you go. Let's trade off. You go ahead.
My first one is from Rico, and it's whenever they're at the ice cream shop. And he just stands up and says, "I'm gonna go drop some dumpage." he just announces to a whole crew of people, like a bunch of people around him too. He's just like, "All right, I'm gonna go drop some dumpage."
Yeah, all his lines are very carefully enunciated. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, so that one really made me laugh.
And then when he comes back, he says, "I just found a bag of fireworks in the men's bathroom. Would you guys like to fire them off?"
He says, "Prepare to be amazed," and then nothing happens. Oh, that one's really good. Is it my turn again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he walks into the living room. Frank is like dying on the couch, and Kevin is like hugging him, and Frank is caressing his head. And he walks in and he says, "What's going on here? Is this some kind of interactive theater art piece?" That one struck me. I never laughed at. I had never laughed as much as watching it this time. But yeah, that was a really good one.
Another Rico one where he sprays Dave in the face with a bunch of water and he goes, "Yeah, don't you ever tell me how to live my life again."
Don't you ever tell me how to live my life again.
And all that Dave is doing is just like, "Look, man, open your mind to the possibilities, man." He sprays him and says that.
That was really good. Dave has some classic one-liners as well in this one. They're about to do the water stunt, and Dave's sister walks out of the house. And she says, "Do you guys want some grape Kool-Aid or some cherry Kool-Aid?"
Yeah. Don't ask, just bring it.
Dave just says, "Just freaking bring it. Don't ask, just bring it." And then Rico immediately is like, "Hey, little girl, don't bring cherry. It upsets my stomach."
It upsets my stomach.
It upsets my stomach. That's a really good one. Dave's classic.
There's a scene later on in the movie. They're finally ready to get to do the jump. You're the Voice comes on. It's incredible. Literally all the townspeople are singing the song. It's great. And then a guy throws a TV through a storefront, and then they start rioting. And they run out of there, and they're all like, "What's going on?" They run out of there.
A massive riot. I mean, probably 2,000 people.
They arrive at the site of the jump, and they're all talking. They're walking around like, "That was crazy. How could that happen?"
Did we do that? Was that because of us?
Yeah, and it cuts to Rico, and he's holding the TV, and he's just like, "Yeah, there's no time to do anything except just leave and just hope you're not hurt."
It's crazy. It got way out of hand.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. There's a scene where Kevin comes up to Rod. I can't even remember what point at the movie. It doesn't even matter. He comes up to Rod, and he's like, Hey, Rod, what's that song about a grandma getting run over by a reindeer?" And he's like, "Grandma got run over by a reindeer?" And he just looks at him confusingly and goes, "No."
Well, because Kevin walks up to him and interrupts him as he's about to tell Denise that he likes her.
Yeah.
He interrupts him.
What's that song about?
What's that song?
A grandma getting run over by a reindeer.
All right, I have a couple left.
I have one I'm saving for last.
At the toward the end of the movie, Denise and Rod kiss, and they're all watching, and Dave's like, "I can't believe Rod's kissing his sister," and like Denise isn't his sister, and he goes, "Really? Wow, that just shatters my entire universe."
Shatters my entire universe. That one's good. This is my last one, and I don't remember this from any other time watching this movie except for this one. Whenever Denise is showing up for the first time at the house to be introduced as a part of the gang, Dave and Rico are having a conversation, and Rico is just saying, "Yeah, man, I've been kind of grumpy because I can't get much sleep. I keep having those bad dreams again. You know, those dreams where I'm in the castle and I have to fight off like thousands of wizards. And the only way I can beat them is to punch them as hard as I can in the face. And then I do that, and then all their wizard wives come out and they want me to have sex with them. And I don't know. He's like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird."
He's just rambling.
And then Rod's like, "Hey guys, I'm going to introduce a new member of our crew." It just moves on immediately. But that quote is so kind of grumpy because I haven't been sleeping great.
I feel like it's obviously improv. It just comes out.
Oh yeah, dude. It's so funny.
You know what? For my last one, I'll mention at the very end of the movie, they've done the stunt. Everybody's celebrating. And all of a sudden, an old British man leans out of the side of one of the buses they jumped over, and he goes, "A cooked goose for everyone." And the radio announcer covering the show, "It's Ebenezer Scrooge."
A cooked goose for everyone.
Ebenezer Scrooge doesn't appear before that point in the movie. It doesn't appear after that point in the movie. That's just the only moment he's there.
Apparently Rod saved Christmas for Ebenezer Scrooge.
Rod saved Christmas for Ebenezer Scrooge.
That was a classic.
So before we get into thematic spiritual breakdowns,
I have one more thing I need to point out.
Oh, okay.
So there's a scene before Rod does the jump where there's a band, like a cover band.
Oh, yes.
Singing.
Okay, see, I'm glad you're bringing this up. Yes. I was going to bring it up too.
Okay, good. Because I've watched this movie a lot. I remember thinking, who are those
guys?
People?
Gown is the name of the band in the movie.
Yeah, and then I literally thought in my mind, that is Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age.
And it is.
It's all of Queens of the Stone Age. It's the whole band. And they're wearing like glam rock outfits and these mullets, and they all have these thin mustaches.
It's so
and
funny.
The drummer is just holding his sticks out and across and doesn't even move. And they're singing this terrible song, and it's just one of the greatest rock bands of all time. And it's just having like a 45-second cameo in this crazy weird movie.
It's great.
It's so good.
Oh, I
It's
forgot
very
that
cool.
when he gets up to go and get Dave, he's like dressed in a shirt and tie.
He's air drumming.
And then Dave's
on a
air drumming.
suitcase.
Very well, actually, drumming
Yeah.
pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we get into the last segments, who would win, grilled cheese or taco?
Oh man, I asked this question to somebody a little bit ago, and I didn't even think about it for myself. I think a taco has more assets. It has more ingredients. It has more usability. And grilled cheese is a little bit more plain. I think it's more malleable. But I would probably go with the taco. I think also the hot sauce on a taco could be used to grand effect.
That's a fair point.
If it were me,
I think it seems to be depicted as a hard shell taco in this movie. And here's what I think. Hard shell
that's
taco.
fragile.
It's brittle.
He's very brittle.
But the grill, like you said, the grilled cheese is malleable. It's a soft body. He can take some pressure.
Yeah, he can absorb.
So I think I picked grilled cheese.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's
a good
on
pick.
me. I also ate grilled cheese more often as a child. So, that's just my bias maybe showing through a little bit.
I mean,
shout out to the grilled cheeses,
You'll have to watch the movie because there is a scene where Rod has like this incredible out of body near death experience where he witnesses a fight between a grilled cheese and a taco.
And
it's amazing.
We won't tell you who wins.
No, I won't tell you. You gotta go figure that out for yourself. It is a great fight.
When he revives, he goes, "Hooba stank."
Yeah, that's a great one, dude. Hooba stank.
Okay,
it's a great one.
So thematic. I mean,
yeah.
Obviously, I think the big theme is just like, don't do things just because people tell you should do them.
Yeah.
Do them without caring too much about.
Be true to yourself too.
Yeah. Be true to yourself, to your passions.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of like what you brought up. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about just like the importance of having good friends and people who will go through anything with you. Mm-hmm. And people who will stick with you even through your most foolish plans is really valuable to have
think so
people
too.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of my main point and takeaway. I come from a big family and I love all of my family. I wouldn't say I have a lot of really close friends, but I have close friends that I could just goof off with and have a good time, that have been with me through thick and thin. And not to be too sentimental about this goofy movie, but that's what it reminded me of when I really got to the core of it, and especially his brother Kevin, who genuinely loves him and genuinely cares for him and genuinely wants the best for him. He puts together this extensive movie.
Right. Yeah. He's the one who edits together Stuntman
and he
Forever.
does it on his own will. He does it by himself to try and help. Like he genuinely is trying to help. He's kind of portrayed as that, like
kind of naive.
Yeah, he's currently in children's pajamas singing a song to stuffed animals in his bedroom right now. He's just a cutie. He's just a cutie. He's just a genuine cutie. And his brother loves him, and he gets very embarrassed and turns the karaoke music on.
But I do like that. And even they're stepbrothers, and Kevin's stepbrother wants to fight his dad. And he's like encouraging him, and he's like, you can do this. Like, he's
and before he fights his, so Kevin's biological father is the one that Rod is trying to beat up, and Rod puts on all this material to go and fight his stepfather, and he comes down, and they always do this like chant kind of hype up where Kevin
ancestors protect me.
May they protect you. He like encourages him and like gives him a little, chant of praise to go into battle. So that's encouraging.
It's for sure. And that reminds me, the importance of having a good brother. I love my brother. I really wish he'd come visit. Tyler, if you could just come out and visit, that'd be pretty cool. But
Tyler, come to.
No, I get he's a busy guy. He's got stuff to take care of. But I'll be seeing him in September, which will be dope. But we'll fly you out.
We'll fly you out with the budget
and around Easter.
Oh, nice.
With the budget.
The
budget we have for the show.
We got money.
But he's great. And he and I, especially as we become adults, have just grown closer and have been able to support each other through adulthood. And that's just such a good thing to have.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, even though I do love the theme, it's kind of an inversion of the classic trope of trying to earn your stepfather's love
Yeah.
and realizing that he actually does care about you. But I do think in its own weird and bizarre way, it's very sweet.
Yeah.
The way that Rod just wants Frank's respect.
Yeah.
And he thinks the way to get it is to fight him.
To beat him up.
Oh, man.
It's a classic. Very, very good. Also, I mean, the main point, I think, just watching this movie again, I'm just reminded, like, I think God wants us to laugh. I think he wants us to
for real.
get the most out of our life and not feel like we can't enjoy things like this, just to enjoy them. Like, it's not anything specific from this movie, but I was watching this movie. I watched another comedy a little bit earlier this year, and I watched Napoleon Dynamite, and I was just like, man, I know I'm going to laugh like this in heaven, and it's going to be amazing. And so I could enjoy things like this and just have a good old time and laugh.
Yeah, that's kind of switching to spiritual takeaways. That's one thing. Like, even if you watch this movie, you're like, I can't really see anything. Like, the fact is that, that God wants us to laugh. I think he made us to be creatures that are imbued with humor, and this is just a funny, silly movie. Like, we're built with that silly side in us, and I love that perspective that we're going to be laughing together in heaven, and it's going to be so much fun. And
we could jump 15 school buses on a dirt bike if we want to.
We could do that for sure. I mean, it takes me back to dorm life. I'm mentioning it 2 episodes in a row, but with those guys, just laughing so much, just enjoying that community. And often it was crowding around a movie and watching it and enjoying it together. Just if nothing else, guys, like this is a movie that I hope will make you laugh. I think it will probably make you laugh. And, that's just something that I think we're built for. That we're meant for.
And there's never really a point. I mean, there's hardly, I don't know, that's taking it too far. There's never really a point in this movie where Rod is doing much by himself. And if he is, it's just over the top, goofy humor. He's always with people, and he's always in relationship with people. And I think that kind of continues to drive. Like, we're watching the scene where he's about to do the jump. He's with his brother. He's like, and then he's with his crew, and then he's with his mom, and then he's with Denise. He's like always with people that he cares about and that care about him. And it reminded me the importance of those relational connections with people. For sure. And
and I think too, there's also the theme of just of just your dreams and holding on to your dreams and your passions and things like that. And I think it's interesting to reflect on, this is kind of a soothing movie to watch for people who sometimes the reality is you have to give up your passions or give up your dreams for the path God has you on, or some other reason, like life just gets in the way. And it's an unfortunate reality, but it's a true and necessary reality. It's part of self-denial, I think, is sometimes we have to give up our passions and our dreams. But it is very cool to see the story of just even for me, it's I had to give up a lot of my dreams and passions for just to give them backseat. I mean, even again, wanting to be in a band. It's never happened, partly because I went off to school to be a minister, and that just had to take a backseat, and those sorts of things. But now in my life, there's there's little ways I can still chase after my passions and be creative like this. I think this movie is a good place to reflect on and celebrate the passions and dreams that we have, even acknowledging that maybe we might have to give them up or put them on the back burner for a while.
And then in the other vein too, perseverance, huh?
For real.
The same way. Rod's perseverance, that he's not going to be deterred from accomplishing the goal that he has set, even though he gets discouraged at a time, even though his priorities kind of shift from moment to moment. His ultimate prize, the ultimate driving force of this movie is to get Frank better, so that then he can beat him to death.
The very final shot of this movie is literally him making him crap his pants with the Tai Chi move. It's incredible.
Let's not get it all twisted. This movie is hilarious. Its
silly and goofy.
Primary purpose is to make you absolutely giggle.
And oh my gosh, we have not even talked about every character or every bit that's in this movie that makes us laugh.
It
is just stuffed to the gills with really great lines and comedic details that just land so hard.
Oh, yeah.
And have not gotten old for me. Like I said, like there might be some bits that won't land for you, but if you're anything like me, it's 100%. And yeah, I mean, this was just, like I said, this is a looser episode. This is a fun episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lord wants you to laugh. So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, especially like all the suggestions that Zane had, watch it with community.
Yeah.
Watch it with people you appreciate. Tell the people you appreciate how much you appreciate them.
Yeah.
Take a second to think about the people in your life that you have around you that you couldn't do the things you do without. I mean, I don't know.
Who are the people in your life that would help you jump over 15 school buses?
Yeah.
To earn $50,000 to save your stepfather so you can beat him up and earn his respect.
Yeah.
Who are the people in your life?
Who are those people
Go
who
tell
would
them
show
you
for
love them.
Who are those people who would look at you and say, I am just green with jealous rage right now? Who are those people?
Who are the people that would drive you to the hospital after you accidentally bench grind a piece of metal into your head while tripping on acid?
Absolutely. Who would smash you with a washing machine from a crane, just without barely having to be told?
Who would gang up on you with like 4 or 5 other 9-year-old, 10-year-old kids and start wailing on you with sticks?
Like you're a piñata.
Yeah, like you're a piñata. Who are those people in your life?
Who are those people? But yeah. Think of those people. I know I have a few. Shout out to Tyler. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Zane. Shout out to Elijah Canancer.
Hey.
I mean, there's just we got a lot of people in
I don't have any shout outs. I'm a hermit. I'm trying to encourage myself.
Don't you have like a wife, dude?
Yeah, but she doesn't do any of that stuff.
Oh, whoa. Hold on.
Oh, I'm kidding. Shout out my wife, Hannah. Shout out Daniel Kuhar.
He's a cool guy.
Shout out Ethan Hardesty, my boy, my Lord of the Rings prince. Shout out Tucker. As I say, Tuckster. Am I the only person that calls you Tuckster?
Yeah.
I love it.
There's a few nicknames for me out there. Sometimes they're only used by one person.
I like Tuckster. That's my favorite.
I do too.
You're my good buddy, Tuckster.
Amen. Yeah.
The word of the Lord.
This is a good this is a good time. Next episode.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about next episode.
Well, I think next 2 episodes.
Yeah.
See, you're more of a Tolkien boy.
Yes.
I'm more of a Lewis boy.
Ooh.
So the next 2 episodes, I think we're going to tackle a Tolkien movie.
Okay.
And a Lewis movie.
Oh, yes, I remember.
And you might not know that there are Lewis movies out there.
Yes, there are.
There is a Tolkien movie that came out recently, and I think that will be next episode.
Cool.
We usually try not to spoil it, but here you go.
Yep.
And then the one after that is one that you maybe haven't heard of, and I will keep that one under wraps because it's one that I think is not very well known.
I haven't seen it.
Here's the fisherman
Yes,
scene.
here's the fisherman scene. What an absolute perfect way to end.
And actually, this movie is well shot too. Mm-hmm. Like it is well shot. It's not just sometimes like subpar comedies will just be like shot, reverse shot, very flatly photographed. But this movie is like well shot.
Yeah,
it looks great. And yeah, so would you like to bless our audience as we outro?
Yeah, our prayer for every person who listens to this is that you would be encouraged and spurred on to go and take in art in general. Obviously, like we said at the beginning, art is a blessing from God. He created it. He wants us to enjoy it. And he wants us to experience him in the midst of all of it. And so hope that this podcast has been an encouragement to you, that this movie would be an encouragement to you, and that you would go in peace and experience more of the Holy Spirit's presence in your life as you take in art, be it this movie, be it other movies, be it music and books and still painted art and whatever kind of stationary statue art, whatever it may be. If it helps you to experience God on a deeper level, praise him for it and take it in as much as possible. So we're thankful to have you guys. Check us out again online. Check us out on our YouTube. Check us out at the Linktree. Check out our Letterboxd accounts. We'll put reviews and things out like that. But we will see you guys next time.
Yeah. Amen. And praise God for Hot Rod.
Amen.
Bye, guys.
Praise God for Hot Rod.